Hello, welcome to KraftingKitty. My name is Aaron, and this is
Bankrupt El Toro.
my husband Brian.
I took our daughter to Ushi. It was an expensive date. To watch her unroll and eat the rice.
She can't pronounce sushi, so she calls it uhi.
It's adorable.
It is very cute.
And Daddy goes and gets wrapped around the little finger. Welcome to another edition of Poor Decisions with Brian. No Ushi.
No ushi, sadly.
So what's our poor decision tonight?
Well, tonight we have been tagged in the random Rusty Q&A, and we have been tagged by both Doodly Crochet, aka Julia, and Patricia over at Yarny Cat Crochet. So.
And the poor decision, I've never seen these questions. I have no idea what they are. Aaron's probably just going to start making up questions.
No, but I mean, we did the last set of Rusty questions, and I think this was like just an open tag, and then people started tagging each other. So it's all just fun, and why not play along?
We'll see where it takes us.
We shall.
Hopefully not to separation.
Here. I don't think it's any questions like that. Okay.
Great.
So the first question is, besides yarn, is there anything else you collect?
I collect lots of things. Compliments. No, everybody knows I'm into smelly liquid. I also collect bounce houses, apparently, at some point here. And I collect half-completed hobbies.
He does. We got a wood shop that needs putting together.
Yeah, we kind of do. But the bounce houses are in the way.
It happens.
It does. How about you? Do you have any other hobbies other than yarn?
Anything I collect other than yarn.
Collect.
Well, I guess fabric. But, I used to be movies, like DVDs, but yeah. I don't collect those anymore. I don't buy the physical copies anymore.
I was walking through Walmart the other day and just thought that too. Like I saw like the big display. It's like, when was the last time we bought a DVD?
I thought about buying the Mario movie for the kids, but I bought the Paw Patrol movie because they're super excited about that, and they never watch it. So
there you go.
We'll wait for it to come out on whatever service it's coming out on.
Oh, I know one other thing I collect.
What's that?
Eye rolls for my wife. You know, everybody watching's like.
Maybe.
Question 2.
What's your most prized possession?
Most prized possession is, of course, my wife. Wait, I mean, she's not a possession. I mean, she's not particularly prized. Wait,
I mean, a lot of people were having difficulty with this question from videos I've watched, because a lot of people are like, well, an actual possession, can I say my family? Can I say my kids? Well, you know. So, why don't you just pick a physical item that you believe is your most prized possession?
There are things I'm going to set to the side that I'm not going to talk about because they have sentimental value, and I don't think they're appropriate to discuss. I actually got an Aura ring the other day. O-U-R-A. It's now AWOL. It's an AWOL ring. But I'm really excited for it. And I really like it. And I really hope that it helps me live a more healthy lifestyle. So I'm going to say my Aura ring. What's your most prized possession? Do you realize you're knitting right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta have something to do with your hands. Other than that. No, my most prized possession. That's really tough. I don't know.
No, baby, you don't have to say something.
Like we said, we were exempting family and people. I would say...
I don't mind being objectified.
I really don't know. You know what? It probably is... I would say you know what? I probably collect books. What else do I collect? Books. And I have one of the really fancy Lord of the Rings and Hobbits that are the leather bound with the pretty covers. I'd say those are pretty special.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And question 3. Name a book or movie that is important to you.
I don't want to speak for my wife, but I'll say The Lord of the Rings is her answer. A book or movie that's important to me? I don't know. I don't think there are any real books or movies important to me. Do you think so?
You're not big into movies, and you
I'm
don't
not.
read that much.
No, I'm kind of dumb.
You're not dumb. You do tend to read like more nonfiction books. I'm not saying nonfiction can't be important. I mean, you like but I don't think they're that important to you. You like the Malcolm Gladwell books.
Yeah. I mean, there's certainly books I enjoy and authors that I go back to, but I can't say like, oh, that book is really important. And I think this is obvious sort of whistling out there for a religious text.
Sure.
But I don't feel that I would honestly answer that way.
I think that's totally fine. I would say, I mean, yeah, it's The Hobbit. It's kind of the first fantasy book, started me on that whole foray. You know, Dad and I read it together when I was like 8. And at that point, you know, I thought elves were Christmas elves. So that's the picture I had in my head is they're talking about Elrond. He's a Christmas elf. But yeah, I mean, it's a formative book. And
yeah. But but it's formed because you shared it with your dad. Right? But yeah.
I started a lifelong love of fantasy books and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so question 4. We're on question 4. And it's, in how many languages can you say thank you?
Oh, well, I'll get danke, dankeschön. I'm going to count German and Dutch on that one. What's thank you in Spanish? Gracias. I'm going to count Spanish and Latin American Spanish. 2 more. There, it's 4. Arigato. Domo arigato. Japanese, 5. Thank you, English, 6. And British English, 7. So my answer is 7.
Thank you, mate.
Dang it, she beat me.
Now, okay, so I would say I know all of those, and I will add sign language, thank you, and I will add Italian, grazie.
Oh, grazie. Yeah, I knew that. I thought about it.
I don't know if there's any others.
Oh, what's French? Merci.
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 No, that's thing. Yeah, that
is.
Yeah,
merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
I was thinking goodbye.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Merci.
Yeah. So we're in like that, like, less, like 8 to 10-ish range.
I had to do a quick battery swap out. Sorry about that. The question was, what's the most interesting place you've visited?
The place that I have found most interesting to visit, I think, because of the trip and everything involved, I'm going to say Salisbury Cathedral.
Oh, sure.
There's a copy of the Magna Carta there that was really cool, guarded by a very old woman in a blue vest.
It was green vest, I think.
Oh, it was a green vest, was it? But like seriously,
one of the most important legal texts in the history of the world. And a little old lady outside.
Like,
I'm pretty sure she was a secret ninja.
It's the only possible conclusion. But no, I thought it was really. I mean, between the history, the Magna Carta being there, the cathedral itself was beautiful and stunning, and I'll say that.
Sure. Brian's traveled much more than I have. I've been to Europe. I've been to England. I've been to Amsterdam. And then Germany. We went to a couple places in Germany. But other than that, I've just been inside the United States. Oh, I went to the Wait, where did we go on that cruise? Bahamas.
No, I'm retracting my answer, but I think you're going to say what my answer is going to be.
Okay, well, I think you're going to change your answer to Rothenburg ob der Tauber.
Yes.
I was going to say Washington, D.C.
Yes, Washington, D.C. is very good.
I love all the Smithsonian museums. Just the wealth of things you can go that are free attractions is amazing. But Rothenburg ob der Tauber is very, very cool, and I really like that.
Yeah, that was very cool. If you have if you're ever in Germany, have the chance to go to Rothenburg.
There are 2 Rothenburgs.
Don't go to the wrong one.
We're talking about Rothenburg ob der Tauber. It is a intact medieval city. It was bombed in one of the world wars, but they fixed the wall, and so it's.
And it was not bombed in World War II.
Oh, that's right, because it was exempted. It was.
No, there was the Germans were surrounded, and an American colonel came forward, and he grew up with a picture of Rothenburg-Obstalber on his grandmother's wall, so he knew the importance of the city. And he went to the Germans and said, I know the importance of this city. I will bomb it to smithereens if you don't leave, but I will withdraw my troops for 24 hours to give you the chance to depart. And the Germans left to preserve the city because they knew the historical importance of the city as well, which is, in a time of war, it's the right way to conduct themselves.
Yeah.
And then they went back to shooting each other.
Right. Wish they could have done other things more correctly, but let's not make a dissertation on the troubles with Nazism.
Mountains and molehills.
They saved one city. Okay. Are you a morning bird or a night owl?
Does staying up all night that it becomes morning count?
No.
Night owl.
Yep. I used to be a morning bird, but I am now decidedly a night owl.
I've turned her.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Please see question 2.
Number 7 is, tell us about your animal family. Well, we have the same animal family.
We do.
We currently have a cat and 2 dogs. The kitty we rescued, and she only has one eyeball, and the other eyeball has half sight, so we think overall she has a quarter sight.
Yep, so she's missing one eye completely, and the other eye is kind of frosted over like she has cataracts.
Yeah, she had severe conjunctivitis, and they weren't able to save one eye. The Humane Society got her when she was like 3 weeks old, and they kept her for a really long time. The dogs are dogs. One's a lab, one's the destroyer.
He's an Aussie doodle. He's an Aussie plus a doodle.
They said he was going to be like 45 to 65 pounds.
He's 90.
45 plus 60 pounds!
Yep. And I have 12,000 lice in my hair.
That is not true. I will say the children are lobbying very hard for another kitty cat.
11,998.
And I don't think we're quite ready for another kitty cat. We had a couple of kitty cat losses recently, and Brian and I need a little bit more time.
I agree.
But I'm sure there'll be another cat at some point. Chomps is also lobbying for a hamster.
Not going to happen.
I am open to a hamster. I had hamsters growing up. Brian is not
a fan
of a hamster.
Nope.
What show or movie do you love to rewatch?
I don't really rewatch tons of shows.
Yeah,
and
Brian
movies.
doesn't like to rewatch it.
I guess Star Wars?
I would say Star Wars and Gladiator are the 2 that I've known you to rewatch.
Yeah, but Gladiator's just awesome.
Yeah.
How about you?
I rewatch tons of things.
I'm an elf.
Yeah, I mean, Lord of the Rings, the original trilogy, I've watched much more than the Hobbit trilogy. And of course, once the extended editions came out, that's all I watched. But yeah, it's Lord of the Rings, the Harry Potter movies I watched quite a bit. I'm rewatching Doctor Who right now. I didn't watch all the old stuff. I started with Eccleston at 9. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the ones. Oh, Star Trek The Next Generation. I could rewatch that forever.
Yeah. I wish I was a Q. That'd be cool.
That would be cool to be a Q. How do you recharge?
Easy. Plug myself in the wall. How about everybody else? I live a very stressful life. I don't know if I ever fully recharge, but I play video games. That's like my hour of downtime in the evening, playing video games. And then Erin says things like, we should go to bed. And I say, yeah, honey, yeah. And then that hour of video games becomes 2 hours of video games. And then that becomes a real crap ass in the morning. You're welcome, hon. I love you.
I love you too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love waking him up in the morning. How do I recharge? I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's a different question now that I'm a mom. Because I think in recharging, I just need to go and be myself for like 10 minutes sometimes when it's too much, and just take that break and just be alone. And if I'm reading or knitting or crocheting or doing anything else at that time, it doesn't matter. I just think I need some separation and just being.
I misread this, and I thought your answer was a sexy husband in a jar of mustard.
What's your favorite way to travel?
Wow. All I have to do is sit to the right of my wife, have that eye roll at me, and it knocks me about 8 foot that way. My favorite way to travel? Mm-hmm. First class, baby. Oh, Mr. Matthew, you've been upgraded. Oh, yes, I have. Yeah, it's true.
I would say my favorite way to travel. I don't like airplanes at all. I don't like them.
Probably been like an Amtrak.
Well, I think if I was honest, my favorite way to travel would be to take my own car.
Sure.
And go that way.
Sure.
The train was nice in Europe. It was convenient.
I'd love to do a train trip through Banff National Park.
Yeah, that seems really cool. Like those sleeper car things.
Yeah.
It's like a big week-long trip. That sounds cool, but I haven't done anything like that, so I don't know. I got horribly seasick on the cruise ship, so I don't like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say just my car.
There you go.
We're on number 11. Did you have a nickname?
Did you have a nickname?
Do you have a nickname, or did you have a nickname?
I do.
We have had this discussion. I think, though, probably at this point, they have bestowed it upon you, and you can probably say it's your nickname. Whether or not I shall use said nickname is another question.
You know you want to say it, baby.
I've had multiple nicknames, but none really. I mean, Aaron doesn't really lend itself towards nicknaminess, you know? So when I was little, my dad called me Ernie or Animal. That's really about it. Ernie, Sesame Street, kind of based on Aaron, and Animal was from the Muppets.
Thanks, Pumpkin.
And he calls me Pumpkin.
I have no clue why, but it's my kind of agreement for Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, and I call him Sweetie.
Right.
And that's about it. And, yeah.
I love you. I'll call you a gourd. Is it a gourd?
It's a squash.
Fair.
Let's see. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh. Next question. Everybody knows the answers to those.
What was your first official job?
My first official job was working at Putt Golf and Games. And I loved my job. And what I did there, so my very first job was just the guy, you just get scheduled, work behind the register and whatnot. But very quickly, my job became to do the children's birthday parties on Saturdays.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
And my buddy and I would do these birthday parties. We get tipped super well by the parents.
My first official job. I mean, what does official mean? Is it I
think it's your babysitting gig.
Paycheck? Yeah, I mean, I babysat. So all through high school, I babysat.
Yeah, it prepared her for life with me.
Indeed.
I have more mustard.
So the next one is, if money was no object, how would you spend your day?
Do you mean like a minute-by-minute breakdown, like the overall oeuvre of the day?
Minute by minute. No, I'm kidding. Just the general feeling of what you would do.
I would be a man at leisure. Mm-hmm. I would travel the world. With my family, of course. Mm-hmm. But I think I always want to be doing something different. I always want to be meeting new people. I always want to be doing new things. And so I would travel. Mm-hmm. How about yourself?
I mean, I would like to travel as well. So I would think traveling, but, you know, so when we kind of talked about this European adventure we went on. When we were planning it, Brian was very into like credit card points and hotel points and stuff like that. So it was mostly done on points. And Brian's father was very involved in helping us plan it. His idea of like a whirlwind trip is the bus trip where you're just driving through. And like just by seeing the place out the window, you've been there. That is not the type of traveling I would want to do. I would want to be the type of traveler where we could go and spend 3 weeks someplace and really, really do get to know the place. So that's kind of what I would like. So kind of more leisurely, nomad, but let me take my crafting with me. And of course, the children and the family.
Why do we keep going to Turkey and Amsterdam? So weird. New Zealand for sheep. This is yarn. Just seems to be everywhere in our travels.
I would love to go to New Zealand, and not just for the sheep. I want to go see Middle Earth. Okay, let's see. What is the next question? 15. If you became the ruler of your country, what's the first law you would pass?
Well, because I live in America and the president is not.
First, we're going to tell you about constitutional democracies.
Yeah, I mean, like if I was president and campaigning on being president, right? Like I think my platform would largely revolve around moderation, right? That we've been sort of overtaken by these radical elements, and the vast majority of Americans agree on the vast majority of things. Mm-hmm. I think if I could find a way to tackle it, it'd be something to do with like campaign finance and the fact that these politicians are just basically bought off by big corporations, mm-hmm. and that's really distasteful. And I actually think that the answer might be to pay the politicians a lot more, mm-hmm. so that there's no reason to take the money. But then I realized someone just would pay them more and they would still take the money. So
right.
I don't know what the answer is.
As long as the money is there for the taking.
Right. Well, how about you? If you were president tomorrow, what would like your campaign platform be?
Mine, I mean, well, it's hard. I think I would want to tackle climate.
That's a good one.
I think environmental climate, so much has been dismantled recently. Get more protections going, make sure,
Yeah.
Make sure there's a world to move on.
My campaign, it would be like...
It would be wonderful. Actually, my first would be some sort of law regarding campaign commercials. Those are freaking out of hand. So I feel bad. Because I totally, when I'm watching YouTube videos, I want to give everybody their 30 seconds so they get their credit for their ads and whatnot. If it's a political ad, I can't do it. I have to skip as soon as I can. I'm so sorry.
Okay, question 16.
Okay, number 16, the final question. Name something that you are proud of. I will say, I'm going to say, we can't say the children. Everyone is saying their children. So, you need something more unique than your children.
Look right in the camera. I'm proud of my above average penis size and sexual prowess. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming and playing.
Oh my goodness, something I am proud of.
Me.
This union I have entered into.
It's all lies, children. One of us tells the truth. One of us lies. I will leave it to you to figure that one out.
So it's difficult to think of what you're proud of, especially if you're not
Sorry, I know you too well. The answer is extraordinarily obvious. I think you're very proud of being your education, and you're the first person, I think, in your family for a large part to get some of the terminal degrees that you have. Mm-hmm. As not a knock on anybody, but I think that you worked very hard for those, and I think that you're rightly very proud of them.
I did.
And I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Can we get out the jar mustard now?
No, that's like disgusting. I don't know where that is at all coming from.
That sounds just, I think, the most ridiculous thing I could come up with.
Well, Bingo, for a while, was obsessed with mustard. And she only wanted mustard on, like, her hot dogs and, like, only mustard on my hamburger. And I think it was a reaction to Chomps, because Chomps is obsessed with ketchup and puts ketchup on everything. So I think she had to be different.
Yeah.
And wanted mustard.
And that was the only thing she could think of to be different was mustard.
I want mustard. Like, are you serious? You want only mustard? Yeah, mustard. So we bring out the jar and yeah, mustard. Okay.
I didn't tell you this, then we'll leave everyone for the night. Mm-hmm. She ate some ginger with me the other night.
Nice. The pickled ginger?
Yeah, she said it had a big flavor. But she
does have a big flavor.
She's very proud of her.
Nice.
I'm glad to see the kids becoming more open to eating different types of foods, and it's not just chicken nuggets and mac and cheese all the time.
Yeah, Chomps, when he was little, was very open, and then when he turned about 4, he, like, closed off and was like, chicken nuggets and hot dogs are the only food groups, and now he's opening back up.
Yep.
And Bingo was pretty picky to start with, and now she's opening up, so yeah, I'm very excited and happy with that.
Me too. Well, I'm proud of you, and I love you, baby. Nice job tonight.
I love you too. I'm sorry, I just burped there.
That's okay. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Poor Decisions with Brian.
Absolutely.
This one's been particularly poor. Bye.
Bye.